We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, in Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Obviously, they do everything big here in Dallas, and the introduction of the Cowboys, no exception. They're set for football in Big D as their guys will do battle with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he simply takes. Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State in the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. A moment ago, here was the scene with the Cowboys emerging from their tunnel. It was loud. It's still loud. We're ready for football as the Cowboys get set to match up with the Dallas Cowboys. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. fielded about a yard deep. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. They're ready for football in Denver as the Broncos get set to do battle with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Keenum going to lead the Broncos up now, 1st and 10. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Jeff Heath, the one to bring him down. Lindsey, the undrafted free agent, had a great college career at Colorado, but what he did to start this season and the way he came out of the gate, really impressive.
And sometimes guys just fit NFL teams where maybe you didn't see it coming. Because Phil Lindsay, as you mentioned, had an excellent college career at Colorado, but different question marks from different teams about size. Can he do this? Can he do that? The answer is he can do just about everything, and especially his ability to get out into open space out in the backfield and create big plays downfield. That's working quite well for him in the early going.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. To throw is Keenum. And this is going to be incomplete. Sean Lee, the linebacker, able to get a hand in coverage.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Now Austin. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Throwing, Prescott. It's caught right side, it turns. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott gonna take it the distance. 20, 10, touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, 64 yards. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Denver Broncos sitting at 2-4 right now. They're going to take over the possession here again on offense, but the 23-20 loss against Los Angeles, it's now a 4-game losing streak. Is there a hot seat right now for Vance Joseph?
Unfortunately, I'd have to say yes, and the reason being they had a really rough year his first year as the head coach in Denver, and there's a lot of speculation about whether he would even get a second year. Got the vote of confidence from ownership and management, came back for year 2. But here's the problem. He's a former defensive coordinator. Defense is his forte. His team is now the first in NFL history to allow 200-plus yard rushers in back-to-back weeks. 219 to Isaiah Crowell of the Jets. That was on the road in Week 5. And then this past week against Todd Gurley at home with 208. And coming up, they're at Arizona. David Johnson looking his chops, wanting to get right. And then they play at Kansas City, who has Kareem Hunt, who led the league in rushing last year. That defense has to get better and in a hurry.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
Keenum to throw on 3rd and 1. And he's got Hireman. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. The quick slant, good for 8 and a first. Now a first down throw. Keenum. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Back to the air. Keenum on second down. They will find his man for the first time, Demaryius Thomas. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down. 22. And now a timeout called by the Cowboys defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on 4th. They do go for it. It's Keenum. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game, and that will force a turnover on downs. I'd have to say the most impressive team of Week 6. You're about to see them come back out here on offense. It had to be the Dallas Cowboys. Maybe some people saw them beating Jacksonville. You know, it was at home, but 40-7, I don't know that many people saw that coming.
Not at all, and they've always had trouble making their home stadium a true tough place for visitors to visit. But they're 3-0 at home for the first time since 1999. Dak Prescott used his legs in a big way, a career-high 82 yards rushing, and he also connected 9 times with Cole Beasley, 2 of them for touchdowns. That Dallas team got off the mat after a disappointing Sunday night loss against Houston and jumped on Jacksonville.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Hey, 47. There we go. 26.
The give is to Elliott. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of 2. Now 3rd down. A tale of 2 extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead it works opposite.
47. There we go. 26. 26.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37th. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. This would have been a 54-yard boot had they tried a field goal, but they will not try a field goal. They're going for it. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And he's got it to Burns. And that little deke, the juke move that we saw, able to give him the first down yardage before he's brought down. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th.
We're going to 54. Why? we go 46, 46.
Now a play fake here on first down. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted, picked off by a one-time Cowboy, Adam Jones.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
Keenum going to lead the Broncos up now first and 10. So they get the INT. Now here's Keenum. Under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender.
Ooh.
To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. Fielded just inside the 20. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, and it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a first and 10 at the 39-yard line. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Here you go. Gun.
2nd down, Prescott. That's into the hands of Gallup over the middle. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one goes for 36 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10.
Here we go, 46. Here we go, 46.
A first down carry by Elliott. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Here we go, 46.
Prescott now on 2nd down. That is caught inside the 5. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. In for the score. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. Quarterback loves the receivers, but sometimes his best friend is that tight end.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, isn't it? Because we always talk about the guys out wide and how acrobatic they are. But that tight end, great sight lines, easier throws, they become a bigger and bigger weapon as the NFL evolves.
Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, Probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Keenum now on first down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Well, switching gears for a second, a neat moment before Pittsburgh's game last week. Everybody knows James Conner and how he dealt with cancer. 10-year-old in the crowd, Charles, had a sign that he was holding, and this kid is also dealing with cancer. James Conner went over to him, met him, gave him a word of encouragement, and signed some things for him. That was really nice.
Really cool, isn't it? Because James Conner understands what that young man's going through. I believe his name is Levi. Got his attention. They're kindred spirits. And James Conner also showed him by his play and being back out there, beat this, overcome it, and go out and live your life the way you want to live it. And he's living it in a big way in the NFL right now, having a terrific season.
And over 100 yards again this past week.
Yeah, what a great story and crucial catch month in the NFL.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to Denver right after this. Keenum going to try and throw on third down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. A loss of 8 on the play, and it brings up 4th. Now, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down.
Yeah, we're good, we're good. Roger.
They will go for it. It's Keenum. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
Here we go, 46. Swing to the field, right. To the right. There we go.
They'll give to Elliott. And they'll get him down right around the 16. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
This is Elliott. Elliott a first down and more. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. Point after here coming up. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Chidobe Awuzie there to make the play in coverage. Well, this gives us a chance to look ahead to some big Week 7 games upcoming. New England, Chicago, that's intriguing. Carolina and Philly, you have that game. And then how about Dallas and Washington? They're a combined 6-5, but they're playing for first place in the NFC East.
And just think, Dallas and Washington fans, when they have children, the first words they teach them are, "We hate that rival team." And now they're going to get after for first place in the East. The records aren't great, but the rivalry is strong. New England, Chicago. Chicago let one get away last week against Miami, but still they have high hopes in the NFC North, and they get to test their mettle against a perennial champion, the New England Patriots. And Carolina, Philly. Carolina had a tough one in Washington last week. Philadelphia, big win last Thursday against New York Giants in New York. That's a big, big ball game for both of them.
The Broncos on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10.
22. 22. Roger. Cut.
Back to throw, Keenum. Flushed out right. And he will have a man, Demaryius Thomas. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Down.
On 1st and 10, Keenum. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Chidobe Awuzie there to make the play in coverage.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change. And that's caught inside the 35. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. He got 29 yards that time. Throwing on first down is Keenum. Looking for Sanders here on the deep ball. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Back to the air on second down. It's Keenum. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, Keenum. He'll let this thing go for 6. And this is caught inside the 5. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. No move for the field goal unit. They're going to go here with 5 seconds left. The final shot before the break. Keenum. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And McManus able to put it through. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Now McManus on to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
17, guys. Check him out.
A second down throw for Prescott. Throw right side, taken in by Gallup. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Prescott. And that is incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone and throw into the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there, that's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
Keenum going to lead the Broncos up now 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Keenum. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line. It's a sack. And not a blitz there, but still able to get there from a strong safety position.
Yeah, I think that was a great example of what they call football IQ. Recognizing he was open, had a chance, and went ahead and got to the quarterback.
Down.
Here's Keenum now on 2nd down. Sanders has it over the middle. And they'll get him down here at the 23. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. Keenum to throw on 3rd and 1. Got his man on the comebacker. It's Lindsey. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
No, Roger. 48. No, Roger. Right.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Keenum going for the deep ball. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Down.
And they'll go on the ground. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. 2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Roger. 52, right?
On third down, that's Lindsey. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to make it fourth down. Keenum going to throw. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. They've been burned twice already on fourth down, but the third time's the charm as they keep the drive moving. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. On first and 10, here's Keenum. This is caught inside the 15. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. That one goes for 36 yards. Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Out of the gun, Keenum. And down he goes. Keenum is sacked. Jalen Smith in there to drop him for his second sack now here tonight.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on first and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
It's second and goal, but now all the way back at the 14.
Mary left, Mary left.
Keenum. And caught by Sanders. Touchdown Broncos. Emmanuel Sanders, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Broncos get a bit closer. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. McManus's point after is good. And that cuts this lead down to 13. Now McManus on to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And out now come the Cowboys. Now all of a sudden we've got an interesting game here. You just saw them go down and score a touchdown. And what was a comfortable lead at halftime, it's down to a 2-score game.
And so the obvious thought is they've got to ramp things back up again. Got to get the offense into high gear. But we've seen this before when you've kind of been in shutdown mode for a while thinking that you're okay. It's hard to mash the gas again and have everything work perfectly. They've got to fashion together a good drive right here and now.
Because defensively, got to be feeling confident. They haven't allowed a point this half. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A very solid gain of 27. Prescott now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
46. Gun.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And his throw here is incomplete. Bryce Butler, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football. And that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here go 46. 26.
10th carry now for Elliott. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Soft through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Here's Elliott. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And now with the play clock winding down, Jason Garrett opts to take a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Here go 46. Here go 480.
Throwing here, Prescott. Buying time to his left. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Allen Hurns from 10 yards out. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You can see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Keenum will try again on 2nd down. Left side here to Sanders. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well, great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Well, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is, because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, oh, that's a fantastic feeling.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Denver, good night, everybody. Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. A moment ago, through a shower of pyrotechnics, it was the hometown Broncos taking the field as they get set to do battle with the Dallas Cowboys. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Keenum going to lead the Broncos out now 1st and 10. First carry for Royce Freeman. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
22. 22. Harry left. Check, 48.
On 2nd down, here's Keenum. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
And that drop will cause a little bit of angst for the play caller because you know they've worked all week game planning and flexing the tight end out and making him a matchup issue for the defense. They had what they wanted, and he drops the ball.
Man, just couldn't hang on to the slant. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7.
22. 22.
To throw is Keenum. And he's got Hireman. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Hey, go, Roger.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. Byron Jones in there to make the tackle.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Keenum to throw on 2nd down. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Jalen Smith in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Now Keenum. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive.
Down.
They will go for it. It's Keenum. He's going to air one out. That's caught inside the 20. Fourth down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10.
Yeah, we're good. Hey, 52. Hey, on.
Back to the running game. It's Freeman. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
Less than a minute to go here in a scoreless first quarter to this point. To throw on second down is Keenum. This is caught and stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
Hey, let's go.
They'll look to run with Freeman. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Royce Freeman, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. Extra point from McManus is good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now McManus on to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Done.
Now Prescott. Eluding the pressure, and he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2. But they face a 2nd and long to start things out.
Here we go, 46. Here we go, 48. 26.
They'll pitch it out to Elliott. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. So that one will get him halfway to the first down marker. 7 yards makes it 3rd and 7 now. Prescott from the gun. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. And that one good for 16 yards and a first. Here's Prescott. Over the middle, the connection to Hearns. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 16 yards there. 2 straight plays of 16 yards and another first down.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage as we...
Touchdown, Cowboys! Ezekiel Elliott, 40 yards. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Extra point splits the uprights. And we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This fielded at the 2. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tyrone Crawford breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
On second down, here's Keenum. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to get him. And this pass rush strong now. That's sacks on back-to-back plays. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. And he will find his man for the first time, Demaryius Thomas. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th. Two minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. Back to Denver right after this. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They are going for it. Keenum. And this is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So they take a big chance here in their own territory, and you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room? Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter? I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
On the left side, Gallup's got it. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A good pickup there, a 22. A first opportunity in the red zone for the Cowboys. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. Here's Prescott. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. As his guys are in for 6, and the Cowboys are in for 6. And with the rules as touchy as they can be, it's so hard to complete a diving catch in the end zone, but he just did it pretty well.
How about him getting his body, his hands, everything underneath and around the football without it hitting the ground and causing some doubt in the minds of the people who have to look at this and possibly review it. What a tremendous effort and a great catch.
And coming out now, the Broncos. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45.
48 for Mike. Hey, go, Roger.
Freeman again, a first down carry. Sidesteps him at the 35. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
It looks way too easy right now. 2 carries, 2 straight first down runs. The eyes are carrying the legs to the proper hole, but they're being created by an offensive line that has the leverage game going for them right now. Lower than the defensive front, creating space, and he's finding it in a big way. Gotta love what they're doing on offense right now.
It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll be a 2nd down.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
Carry left, carry left.
Now Keenum throwing on 2nd. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
The Broncos on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now Keenum. And he fires one that's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Here we go, 46. Here we go, 26.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. He's going to fire one deep, and this is taken in at the 5. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. the gun. Here's Prescott. And, it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Justin Simmons. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10.
22! 22!
The final shot before half for Keenum. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. He's going to... Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Justin Simmons. And a return across midfield into the 46-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They'll try to get the ground game going with Freeman. He doesn't find a ton of space following the display of quick feet down just inside the 45. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Hey, orange, orange! Orange, orange! Hey, you got 3 down. Hey, go, Roger! 83 speed! 83 speed!
Here's Keenum now on second down. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
Let's go.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a handoff. It's Freeman. And an alley to run. And they move this all the way down to the 9. That one 28 yards on the ground.
I'm still an old-school football guy, and anytime you see a big-time running play, that fires me up. And if I'm on offense right now, in the position they're in now, inside the 10-yard line, I think after the way they've run it, they've set themselves up for a good play-action pass opportunity right here.
52.
They'll run here with Freeman. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with second down coming up.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Call it a gain of a couple. The defense stiffening here. It's 3rd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you're 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1 that was denied as he tried to get the second one.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Matt LaCosse from a yard out. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting run so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. And now here come the Cowboys. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play and give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
They go down
it again. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They get 14 yards there at a 1st down.
Gun.
Throwing, Prescott. It's caught right side, it turns. Oh, and now some space to operate. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Here go 46.
Now Elliott, and that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. Prescott from the gun on 3rd. That's into the hands of Gallup over the middle. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Here we go, 46. Here we go, 48. 26.
1st down, Prescott. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. A 2nd down throw for Prescott. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. To the air again, Prescott. And he's got it to Hearns. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal.
46.
Now Elliott. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Cowboys have broken the tie. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 21-14. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
On 1st and 10, Keenum. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. On 2nd down, Freeman. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Throwing is Keenum on 3rd down. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. A little bit of a backbreaker right there. You're down close, 1-score game, trying to push the ball down the field and score, and you throw a pick 6.
And sometimes you take a little bit of a gamble when you're making your throws, right? Sometimes you press it a little bit more than maybe you wanted to because you want that score so badly. In this case, it cost them.
Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Jam. Hey, orange.
Back to the air. Keenum on 2nd down. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. 18 big yards on that one and a Denver first. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. Keenum now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Keenum. And that's complete to the tight end Hireman. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. The Broncos in the hurry-up try to get to their positions and get set quickly. Keenum throwing once more. Now a desperation throw deep, and this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Jeff Heath. Oh, eluding the tackle. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Obviously disappointed.